Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about a couple of basic relationships between triangles, the angles versus the side lengths. So when we have a triangle, we know that the largest side of our triangle is going to be opposite from the largest angle or the biggest angle. We also know the opposite. So the shortest side of our triangle is going to be opposite from the smallest angle or the smallest degree of our angle. Now, the only one that's left is our middle sides, the middle length of our triangle. So the length that is in the middle, it's not the biggest, not the smallest, is going to be across from our middle angle. So let's do an example. So if we have this triangle right here, we have ABC. So A is across from 6. 6 is our smallest number. So which angle is going to be the smallest? Angle A will be our smallest angle. So now we're going to look at which one is biggest. Okay, we have a 7 and a 10 left. The 10 is our biggest side length, and it's across from angle B. So our largest angle is going to be angle B. And then lastly, we have in the middle a 7. 7 is across from angle C. So which one's in the middle? Angle C is going to be in the middle. All right, now we're going to look at our second triangle. So we have the triangle PQR. So we don't have our angle for Q. So how do we figure out the angle for Q? Well, we know that all of the angles in a triangle add to be a total of 180 degrees. So if we already have angle P and angle R, we add them together and subtract from 180 and we get our angle Q. So we take 180 minus 35 plus 47. And that gives us our angle Q is going to be a measure of 98. All right, so now we have a measure of 98 for Q, so let's go ahead and write in a 98 degrees here. Now we can analyze this triangle. So which one is our shortest side of our triangle? Well, we don't know the side lengths, but we do know that the angle 35 is our smallest angle. So this side right here, the QR, is going to be our shortest side. Now the opposite goes for our longest. So now our longest, we're going to look at our largest angle. Well, we had 35 and 47, but we already found that Q was actually 98. So our largest angle in this one was 98. So because 98 is our largest angle, we have PR as our longest side. So we're going to write PR. Now let's look at our last example. So our last example, we have A, B, and C. Well, we don't know too much about it, but we do know between A and C, A is opposite of the 14 and C is opposite of 10. Well, because 10 is less than 14, we know that C is less than A. So which one is larger? A is larger. Now we're going to write an equality to describe the length of AC. So now we're looking at the side length. If we have AC is opposite of our B angle. Well, B is the largest angle we have. How do we know that B is larger than A or C? Well, first we're going to have to do a little bit of math. We know that there's 180 degrees total in our triangle, and 105 degrees are in B. So what does that leave for A and C? We only have 75 degrees left. So those 75 degrees are going to have to be split between A and C. So neither A nor C can be bigger than angle B. Because it can't be bigger than angle B, we know that B is our largest angle. So let's write largest right here. So, I forgot the S there. If we have B as our largest angle, that means that side AC has to be our largest side. It means that AC has to be bigger than AB and BC. Well, because BC is larger, we're going to say AC is bigger than 14. Now let's move on to our last two examples. So we have DEF. There's something special about the DEF triangle. We have two side lengths that are exactly the same. When we have two side lengths that are the same, that 27 degrees equates to 18. It has to be proportional to the angle that we have at E. So E is also going to be 27 degrees. So what's the measure of angle E and F? Well, we know angle E is 27 degrees. How do we figure out what angle F is? So for angle F, we're going to have to do 180 total degrees minus 27 plus 27. When we add those up, we get our angle F is going to be 126 degrees. Is DE longer or shorter than 18? Well, DE is this side over here, which is proportional to the 126 degrees that we had for F. Well, 126 was our largest angle, so that means that DE is our longest side. So DE is greater than 18 because it has to be greater than everything else. Now, let's move on to our last example. We have XYZ. Which angle, X or Z, is larger? Well, we know that X is proportional to 25 and Z is proportional to 19. Because 19 is less than 25, we know that Z is less than X. Now the same thing goes for which is the largest total angle, X or Z. Well, if we know that Z is less than X, what was the angle for X? The angle for X was 33. So X was 33 degrees. That means Z has to be less than 33 degrees. How will we figure out what value the angle Y has to be larger than? Well, if we know that X is 33 degrees, we're going to have 180 is going to be angle X plus angle Y plus angle Z. So if we know the degree for angle X is 33 degrees, we don't know what Y is, that's what we're looking for, and Z has to be less than 33 degrees. What we're going to do is when we add all those up, we have to equal 180. So we can do 180 minus 33 plus 33 at the bare maximum for our Z. And that gives us a total of 114. So if we have 114, we know that Y must be at least greater than 114 if Z is at its maximum 33 degrees.